Hello, I'm Bob Lancer of LoveTheMethod.com, and I'm recording this excerpt of my writing so that you can listen to it as well as read it. I suggest listening to it at least 10 times. Listen while giving it your full attention, and listen when you are doing other things like driving. Listen first thing in the morning, and listen as you drift off to sleep. This will turn the material into an actual change in your consciousness, a change in your way of living, taking it from the intellectual level to the actual living level. As you experience the shifts and improvements in how you live your life and in how you feel, and as you witness the positive changes in your circumstances that follow, please let me know via email. You can contact me through my website, LoveTheMethod.com. The title of this is Abandon Anxious Attachment: How to Be Free. What conditions, possessions, people are you anxiously attached to and fearful of losing? What idea of yourself are you anxiously attached to? Are you afraid of not living up to your idea of a successful, worthwhile human being? What idea or opinion of you do you fear that others will believe to be the truth about you? Uncaring, irresponsible, incompetent, self-centered, a loser, a loafer? Do you have enough awareness of your feelings to recognize the deep inner pain that accompanies the anxiety of attachment? Can you see the state of self-degrading dependency that it fosters? You don't want to live in fear, but you believe that the way out of being afraid is to live up to certain standards that will keep you safe. To free yourself from the fear of being alone, you go out of your way to please people and to live up to what you believe to be their expectations. But if you really observe what this strategy brings you, you see that it actually keeps you living in fear because the demands of others are endless. To feel safe about preserving your favorite possessions, you hurry and scurry to make more money. But this strategy neither ends your fears nor causes you to feel safe. It just keeps you hurrying and scurrying and worrying about your inescapable jeopardy. You want to see yourself as a good person, so you go out of your way to help people. But all this strategy accomplishes is to keep you feeling desperate, to prove your goodness and disprove the secret self-image of selfishness that was programmed into you by a critical, self-centered parent. What we are beginning to see here, and what our life experience reveals when we pay close enough attention to it and practice being honest with ourselves, is that the way out of fear is not through the attempt to avoid what we are afraid of. That way just perpetuates the fearful pain of anxious attachment, while what we want so desperately is to have that pain relieved. The only true way out of fear is to lose the fear that drives us to protect ourselves. Another way of saying this is to let go of our false feeling of need for having things go any particular way. What this amounts to is living in a state of trust in the truth. Another word for truth here is reality. When you entrust yourself to reality, you lose the need to frightfully scramble to keep up appearances, to keep things going in a particular way. You trust that truth itself, whatever form it may take, will always be friendly towards you, always be loving towards you, always be supportive towards you. You lose your concern for the forms that truth may assemble and dissemble, and live the free life of the unconcerned. In this way you find true happiness, and then you have happiness to share with others. When you pursue the other way, you give up happiness for fear, and then you become frightening in your relationships. Whomever and whatever you feel anxiously attached to, your state of anxious attachment itself makes the following statement to the truth, to reality, to the universe. That statement is, I don't trust you. Now we can use another word for the basis of our lives. Can you guess what it is? The word is God. God, truth, reality, the universe, whatever you want to call the actual essence of the present moment, is what you are always in relationship with. People and things come and go. What remains is the reality that gives rise to the passing show. You either trust it and know ceaseless peace, or fear it and know unending pain. There is no amount of control that you can muster to protect you from life's changes. You just don't have the power to make anyone consistently like you, let alone to get everyone to like you. Whatever you fear might happen is essentially beyond your power to prevent with any certainty. That's just the way it is. So what is life trying to teach us through this fact? It is offering us the wisdom of letting go of control and trusting what is. It is the wisdom of loosening up the reins on life and letting the wild horses of the sun fly on. What happens as you accomplish this is that you finally get to live the life you long to live, the life you were born to live. You become like the daylight on a windy day. No matter how hard that wind blows, it has no impact upon the daylight. Your inner peace, living your truth, can be like that daylight amidst the winds of daily life's multitudinous blows. When you entrust yourself to truth, you become truth. You don't put on airs. You don't try to manipulate people's opinion of you. You don't worry about living up to anyone's flattering idea of you, including your own. You become one with what the ancient Chinese seer Lao Tzu called the Tao. You become being itself, and in that experience, you experience the blissful state of wholeness, completion, and unconditional love. You become to the world what truth is to the world, an awakener and a liberator, awakening all to the wisdom of being free, awakening all to the realization that God is love, and we are all always perfectly supported and provided for, awakening to the joy of true self-liberation, awakening to the freedom of being true, and the joy of doing what is in our hearts to do. You won't be some lazy loafer when you awaken to who you truly are, when you allow yourself to trust in the free expression of the truth itself. On the contrary, you will be more creatively powerful than ever, and here's why. Your life circumstances are an exact reflection of your state of consciousness. When you abide in trust in truth, your confident inner attitude is reflected by your circumstances that form conditions consistent with it. In other words, you will actually see truth coming through for you perfectly without you doing anything to control it. On the other hand, when your relationship with truth expresses insecurity, your effort to control its forms prove futile as your attitude generates difficulties consistent with your fear. In life, we receive back what we send out. Your deepest signal to the universe is your most basic attitude toward it. Anxious attachment produces conditions that appear threatening, while peaceful trust in reality produces harmonious circumstances that appear to arise from sheer grace. Now, if you would like assistance in freeing yourself from the pain and futility of anxious attachment, to live the rich, free, creative life you are meant to live, contact me. I'll tell you about the method for being free, a simple, powerful process that I coach people through to attain liberation from the chains of fear. Go to www.lovethemethod.com. That's www.lovethemethod.com to send me an email. Then we can set up a time for a chat over the phone or via Skype. I would truly love to hear from you. Thank you for listening, and enjoy your journey.